Hello, Miriam Slasberg here of Miriam Reads Tarot, and I hope you're doing well. So this is the Two of Wind, or the Two of Swords. The Two of Wind in the Penguin Tarot deck. That is my own creation. So the Two of Swords is the card in the Minor Arcana that represents having to make a difficult decision and not being sure what path to take. So it's important to weigh the pros and cons when making the decision, and this decision you do not want to make because it's just so hard. It's a very hard decision, so you'd rather not deal with it, but unfortunately you have to. So, I mean, it is so tempting to avoid it, but you got to move forward. In order to move forward, you have to make that decision. So, I mean, really, when you think about the Two of Swords, it's a card that basically says you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. But what do you do when you are forced to make a decision that's so hard? You have to make it eventually. So an example of this card is that you are very happy where you live and you like your job, but the money that you're earning is not as much as you'd hoped. So you're making the best of what you have until you are presented an opportunity for employment that's offering you a much higher salary. But the catch is you have to move across the country and obviously leave your job, and that requires you to move away from your friends and family. So is the higher salary worth you making this bold and tough decision? Well, there are pros and cons you have to consider. And really, when this card comes up, it's about weighing the pros and cons. That will help you make the decision. Okay, so the keywords are being forced to make a difficult decision, weighing the pros and cons of making the decision, and wanting to avoid making the decision. So when this card comes in reverse, it shows that you're literally stuck between a rock and a hard place, and you're frozen as you feel you just cannot make the decision at all. You are just overloaded with information, or you have reached a stalemate. If the other party that involves the decision making refuses to compromise and you refuse to compromise, then you're just butting heads. So that's also what it means. So astrologically, this card is linked to the moon in Libra. So the next card that we're going to go over is the Three of Swords, and I'll see you in a bit.